In this video, I'm going to be talking about SMT Divergence, which is one of the most powerful resources you can use when trading. When combined with key levels, it represents indecision in the market, and it can lead to figuring out where the market's going to go next. If you find this video helpful, definitely consider leaving a like and subscribing. I make videos daily on ICT concepts and also market recaps. So if you want more of these videos, definitely like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. Now, credit for this PDF goes to T-Trades, as he is the creator of this PDF, but it's a very well made PDF and it has good visuals, so I'm using it to talk about in this video. Now, an SMT is when you have two correlated assets. For example, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ would be two correlated assets. When one of them creates a low and then a lower low, and at the same time the other one makes a low and a higher low, this is what's known as SMT. So it's a break in correlation, and specifically you usually want to see it happen at a key level where you're already expecting a reversal to happen. The same can be true with highs. So you can see one asset forms a high, another asset forms a higher high. One asset forms a high and a higher high, and one asset forms a high and a lower high. So you can see there's a break in correlation in between the highs. This is also an SMT. So we're going to take a look at some examples so you can really understand what I'm talking about. So here I have pulled up the S&P 500, and I'm going to pull up the NASDAQ at the same time in a separate pane. So you can see this is actually pretty recently, but you can see you have this 4-hour fair value gap on both the NASDAQ and the S&P. 4-hour fair value gap, and you get a breaking correlation between the highs. On left hand side, you can see that the S&P formed a high and then a lower high. On the NASDAQ, it formed a high and then a higher high. And this happened inside of our key level, this 4-hour fair value gap. Whoops. Which also is this daily fair value gap as well. So this SMT just barely reaches into this fair value gap. And what happens after? Dump down, dump further down. And there are so many examples of this in the chart. Let's go find another one. So here we go. Right before price had this giant dump, we had this break in correlation where the S&P formed a high and a higher high. The NASDAQ formed a high and a lower high. And then on the high time frame, I assume this was some kind of key level. Let's check it out. You had this, this essentially is like a weekly order block. I guess, this is the order block right here. Boom. So this is a daily order block. Then what happens after? What happens after? Price dumps. So you use this in conjunction with high time frame key levels, fair value gaps, order blocks, breaker blocks, different ICT key levels, and when you get it happening and it happens at that key level, if it's a bearish one. So remember, a bearish one is when one asset forms a high. A bearish breaking correlation is when it's between two assets highs, but a bullish breaking correlation is when it's between two assets lows. So let's see if we can find one. Here we go. At these lows, you had a low and a lower low. Right here you had a low and a higher low. See how this cursor lines up on both of the charts at the same place? And I'm assuming this happened at some form of key level, but this would be a bullish SMT since we're comparing lows instead of highs. This means that the market is going to go up next. Versus if you're comparing highs, it's a bearish SMT, and that means if it's happening at a bearish key level, that the market's going to go down next. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Hopefully you enjoyed and learned something. I will see you in the next video. Bye.